Hey, beautiful souls. Thanks for joining us this evening. So I'm super excited to be working tonight alongside world-renowned screenwriter and cinematographer Sam Aiello. Hey, Sam, how you doing?
Hey, what's happening?
Not much rerun. But but yeah, so we're gonna be talking to you tonight. We're talking about of all things, The Wizard of Oz. What a crazy movie and play, and how we feel that it applies to life. Like, was there something behind the making of The Wizard of Oz that really messes with our brains? So yeah, I will start by saying that I am a fan now, but when I was young, I was really frightened of that, like to the point where I would hide my eyes. I don't like scary movies to begin with, and I know, I don't know, to a kid, to me, that was pretty frightening. I did not care for those munchkins.
The witch was scary. The
The-
munchkins were weird as heck.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the flying monkeys really
Oh, well,
fucked me up.
that's the flying monkeys was horrible. And even when they ripped apart the scarecrow, when you first saw that, that wasn't something that was good.
No, I was very
And the
upset.
trees, when the trees were throwing their apples at them, that wasn't cool.
Yeah. So what's with all the negativity in that movie?
I love that show too. All those great songs.
Oh, I mean,
Somewhere over the mountain. Right, I love that. Oh no, it's not over the mountain. That's probably
I can sing
Ozzy
that song.
Osbourne.
I had to sing that. I had to sing that.
Over the mountain. That one.
What was
Take
that?
me across the sky. What is it? Ozzy Osbourne, right?
That wasn't
Yeah.
from The Wizard of
Oh
Oz.
no, that's not from the Wizard of Oz.
Although Ozzy probably could have played a role in The Wizard of Oz.
Could have been Toto. Mm-hmm.
I he could. You mean Toto the band?
Like been the dog.
Toto the dog. Yeah, Toto the dog. What a cute little puppy. I was always afraid he was going to go flying out of that basket. That was enough. There, it seemed like everything behind that movie was just I don't know, like had some sort of negative um tone to it, didn't it? Is it just me? Anybody else feel
It's
that way?
really just a really the whole movie is very anticlimactic, you know.
You think? Well, let's pick it
I,
apart. Let's pick it apart. Let's do that. That's going to be fun.
I mean, the first part's really cool. You're just like in La La Land. It's black and white. It's kind of boring when you're young. You see them. He meets the flim flam man. What's his name? The guru. What was he? He was
Oh,
the
that's the guy who was at the side of the road, like the gypsy, right?
yeah. And then
Like,
he scares her, and she runs back home. But then there's a terrible storm, right? And everything
that
bad
scary
happens, and she
lady.
gets blown off into cartoon land, right? But
Yeah,
everything before that was like kind of all right, this is going to be pretty cool. Whatever you feel like, hey, this old lady's kind of mean to her. They're taking the dog away. That's pretty traumatic, you know.
yeah. So this
And
poor
then all of a
girl,
sudden, she goes into the middle of nowhere.
yeah,
You
yeah.
have no idea she's dreaming or she got a bump on the head. You don't even know. You
You
just
know
know it's
what? I'm
power.
thinking about farmland, and if you think about how they, I don't want to use the word depict, but you know, they made it seem a little bit frightening with the farms and the storms. God, maybe I'm thinking back to what maybe that's why I was afraid of tornadoes when I was little because of that movie.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't think I wanted to go to where Oz was and leave my family. I think that probably may have left a scar on me, I think, now that I think about it, because I would really consider myself Glenda. Yeah, I would have definitely been Glenda for sure. But
Yeah.
anyway, so this little girl's riding and you know, like that mean
Glenda was the hottest one in the whole movie. Yeah,
thanks.
by
Thanks.
far. You self-proclaimed. I'm just saying that.
Okay. Anyway, so let's talk about the movie. So you know, she's with her family at the beginning and then she goes off by
Seems like a
herself.
hell ride. Nobody loves her. Just like every kid was treated back in the old days. You know, oh, whatever. Dorothy, go to your
Well,
room.
that
Go.
was why she originally took off, right? She got upset, right?
Yeah, she was just done with it. She ran
Yeah,
away like all us little kids do. We run away. Oh, we don't like it here anymore. We're leaving. So we run away, and she ran away. And then she came back because she realized the big bad wolf is out there, the
yeah,
world. But then, really, not having a shelter probably freaked her out a little bit.
yeah.
But she blew it on the cellar, right? She ended up in her room and got a bump on her head, and she got to see that old witch taking her dog away. And then she wakes up, and then she's in fairyland. I mean, it
Yeah,
seems
she was
pretty.
in Oz. And so, gosh, this movie is so deep now that I'm thinking about it. And so she wakes up and she's in Oz, and then the witch is dead under the house, right? And then those creepy munchkins start singing the song. But what did that witch I, the witch represented something. So I guess the whole thought is you get upset and you run away thinking you're going to find something better, right? Or you're just bobbing your
Yeah,
head.
I mean, yeah, yeah, great songs on. No, that's what you're doing. Yeah, you're running away. You think something's gonna be better. You're scared right back home, but then this weird crap happens and everything goes to color. So now you're out there. The Munchkins are laughing at you. You think that you're learning about witches and whatever. This is like all fantasy land. Yeah, this is like a dream,
So I
right?
think she
You're
was
in a
learning
dream.
about emotion. Don't you think she was learning about controlling emotions?
I mean, maybe because
Because
well, I don't know. They reflected back and forth. The whole thing is very dismal. It's a very exciting, great songs. Everybody's happy. They meet all on the road. They're having a great time. The lady sends them on a yellow brick road. Everything's great. So they on the yellow brick road. You go off that path, it's getting kind of crappy. I used to tell my kids, don't go off the yellow brick road. Just stay on it.
did you
Don't
really?
ever go off of it because you're gonna find out it's not good, and then you're gonna run back to the yellow brick road. Hopefully you can make it back. Sometimes it takes you years before you can get back to the yellow brick road. But anyway, so now they're around there, they get their friends, they're all happy. They've got trees throwing apples. Don't pick my apples. That's kind of weird. So a lot of people think that treatants are a real thing.
The what?
Maybe the trees can move and stuff. They're called treatants, right? Those trees.
Cretans.
Treaton,
No.
Treaton, yeah.
Oh.
You'll have to look up Treatons after this. But anyway, the Treaton, you can look it up. Anyway, the Treaton is, this moving tree, right? They're alive. So that's what we saw. We saw them throw apples, and I thought that was pretty cool. So they have some trials and tribulations. They become real good friends, and they really want to get to this great place. And this awful witch, right, is trying to mess them up for some reason. Like the
Do
whole
you
time, this awful witch. Is she
do you,
like,
do you think that the trees could have been like an indication of them giving us a clue that the trees are alive, Mother Earth is alive? No?
oh no, I don't know if they're giving that. Well, I mean, it
Was
wouldn't have mattered. I'm sure they were trying to give that little taste of life
yeah, something.
to
Sorry.
people. But back in those days, who knows what these Neanderthals were thinking.
I don't
Um,
know. I feel like
I
this
mean,
movie
they
is a
just
whole
basically
setup.
came out with color. Wasn't that when they came out with color in that movie or something
It
like
was
that?
it was that was some pretty vibrant color in that movie. Like, do they
Techno color.
paint that stuff in or something? So I kind of felt like it's all about dealing with emotions because she's upset and then she tries to run away and then gets scared, right? Because when we're alone, we could get scared, right? Nobody wants to be alone or wants to be frightened. And we were talking about that earlier, the feeling of fear being from your head and of course not from your heart, because that fear gets taken in by your eyes and then goes
Well,
into your
I mean, the band called Megadeth made a song called Peace Sells, right?
no,
Peace
I never.
sells, but who's buying? Who's buying peace? Nobody gives a damn about peace. Nobody's buying that. They're buying the fear. They're buying all the excitement. When do we spend all our money is on fear. So of course
Yeah, why do people
have a
do
good
that?
you can't have a good show or story without fear.
So
Because if
why
it's
would they
all
try and
peaceful and happy, it's not fun to watch.
do you
If
think
they
that they
just did
geared that
like
movie?
a third grade or younger, type of Wizard of Oz, none of this negative stuff, if they did it this day and age, none of this stuff would have occurred. And it would have been a thing. And she goes, and it was a dream, and it was happy. Nobody ever got hurt. There was no witches. There was no monkeys that got mad or get scared. And then all of a sudden, there's a nice man who says, "Oh, you're just in a dream, and it's all over now, and you just go back to yourself." And that was the way it ended. No, it had to be this terrible thing where the witch frightens the hell out of you, gets you all excited. You're running in your brain, your body's racing. You're a little kid watching this thing. You're racing and getting excited over the whole thing. And then all of a sudden you find out this bastard is behind a thing, a closed thing. Like, what kind of a movie is this?
Wait, he had no mother or father? He was a bastard?
So boring, I thought to myself. What an ending to this great, fantastic movie. It's all about this guy
you understand. So we're going to slow this down here because I need to bring you back a little bit. So the whole thing about this is self-discovery, right? That's the whole thing.
Or is it about society?
Yes, that's what I mean. Self-discovery, navigating through society. But you have to discover, she's discovering herself. So all of these extra people that she's meeting are aspects of her emotions. So the brave. Okay, so what do we got? We got the scarecrow, right? What was the scarecrow? He was she
was just a dumb girl. Remember? That's what they said. She was just a young girl. That's how they treated her.
She was a dumb young girl.
Go watch the show. Yeah, that's how they treated her. She felt like a dumb young girl. So that's why she needed to be brains, right? So she got the brains.
Right.
Where'd she get the courage from? She needed the
courage. She got did the courage come from the heart? What did the heart come from? Wait,
the tin from the lion.
The lion was the courage.
The heart.
The tin man. The tin man was the heart.
Yeah.
And then the scarecrow was the brains.
All right. So I don't know if it refers back to her, if it just refers back to things. That, dumb scarecrows, they don't need a brain. There's no heart in a thing. A lion without the courage. Ha, 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 ha. That's pretty comical. So they write that stuff in because these are cool things to write in. But the whole thing is there's like one bastard that's making them jump through these hoops besides the witch. So who's the witch and who's the bastard? That's what we got to find out.
Wait, I'm thinking the courage, the brains, and the brave was mind, body, spirit. Mind, the brains, courage, the heart, or courage, the heart, and spirit, the brave. Maybe. Mind, body, spirit. So it's got to do with discovering yourself in a world that is unkind.
Right. And there's also the players. So you've got the pure evil witch.
Yeah.
Correct?
That's evil.
Got the pure good witch.
That's goodness, love.
And what do you have that's oh wow.
What the heck was that? You catching my flowers?
Mosquitoes. Mosquitoes in the winter again.
It's not winter. Oh, you're in the winter. Oh, that's interesting. They probably just kind of stayed there for the fall and living in your little apartment there.
Fruit flies. Yeah.
Fruit flies. Yeah. Fruit flies.
So anyway, don't get off the topic of this.
I'm sorry. Show. So we're back to mind, body, spirit is what is the way I think it's
going. This person in the dream, all these things are happening in their dream, right? But they realize that there's the wicked, evil person, but then there's this stupid person who's running everything, right? He's the wizard.
Yeah, but they don't know that
wizard,
yet.
The all-powerful president, the all-powerful vice president, the all-powerful governor, the all-powerful alderman, the all-powerful basketball player, the all-powerful blah, blah, blah behind the thing. And you go, this is the guy? This is the whole freaking, it's the wizard? Where's his the beard? Where's the king? Where's his wand?
That was a disappointment to you?
That was a disappointment for everybody, but that's the president. That's what you're looking at when you see the president.
You're saying, oh,
he's so powerful. Oh, the big deal, the president. He ain't shit. He's just
Yeah.
like the fucking idiot behind the curtain.
So
And
would you then consider?
what about the pure evil? What? She's the one. She's the one. That's what we're all afraid of in our dreams.
I'm
We
not.
don't want any evil. So that's it. She's evil, and that's the president, and he does jack and squat. He gives them, what does he give them? Well, I can't give you a heart, but I can give you this diploma or some shit. And here, you got a diploma because you're smart, and here's a little badge of courage or a heart that you can pretend. I mean, what was that all about? What did they get? He didn't give them anything.
They
Flim flam
found,
man.
but they found themselves.
He's a flim flam man. That's what he is.
What is a flim flam man?
It
What
means
does
he's
that mean?
selling nothing. Here have some of my stuff. Here, I got this great stuff to sell you. He's running the whole show, and he has no real power because he couldn't even send her back home. That's how silly and terrible he was. He had to send her home in a balloon, right?
Wow, I got a whole different meaning out of that movie than you did. That was totally, I didn't care about the guy behind the curtain. I was just so
He was the
happy.
Wizard of Oz.
But I
It's the
didn't care.
whole show is him.
No, I didn't care about the
I didn't
wizard.
even know it was about witches and Dorothy. I knew it was about a Wizard of Oz.
No, I was excited. The part that made me happy was the part that everybody got what they wanted. The heart, the brain.
Bullshit. At the end, that was kind of nice. All she got to do was go home. She didn't even get to keep the ruby slippers.
Well, the ruby slippers were just a possession. She didn't need them. She got heart. She got mind, body, spirit out of
And
that
they were
place.
just a possession. Think about the red shoes and the ruby slippers. Think about all that malarkey. Yeah.
Oh, let's not talk about the red
Mm.
shoe
And
society.
how, what a
Putting it in that movie,
satanic type movie that is. Now I'm thinking about it.
right?
It's terrible. The whole show is terrible. It was such a great show, and you're loving it. And then all of a sudden, you got the
Reality
guy
hits.
who has no power whatsoever. Oh, here he is. Toto's pulling him out of the thing. You're like, wait a minute,
So
you're a jerk.
the man behind the curtain is just, it's just a fallacy. It's just, you know, talking about
Right.
that the man has no power. It's the person holding the curtain that has the power.
Governor has no power. They have power over the people. Big deal. They're not even supposed to have power over the people, but they
Well,
have
that's
no
because we
real
really
power. There's somebody else.
that's because like the curtain, the veil has not been removed for everybody. Some of us see through it, so we don't feel any certain way other than using our own brain to think about what's behind that veil, to know that there's something
Well, now it
behind it
doesn't matter. Now we know
that's
that the
not
guy
real.
is a total. What they showed us back then is exactly what we didn't believe for 50 years.
Yes.
That the
And
president
now,
was just a big joke and a player, and all of them were, and we fed into their stupid little plans and their stupid little system so that we can say, oh, look at us. We're part of the Wizard of Oz.
absolutely. That's what we were until we realized that the man behind the curtain was nothing. So the only power
Yeah,
was,
but we're still voting for presidents today.
well, maybe we aren't.
It
Some
must be
people are.
something to somebody.
Well, people are, but those people, aren't those the people that are still fearful of the guy behind the curtain?
That's why they're voting.
That's right.
They think they're a part of something.
So Dorothy woke up. She woke up. She found out that what was behind the curtain was not what everybody perceived it to be. So she woke up. Why did she wake up? Because she finally got mind, body, spirit. She was balanced. And when you're balanced, you can see through the curtain. And
Well,
then
that's what it's all about. You said it's a metaphor for life,
it is.
but
It
there's
is.
layers in it that you can't control. But we do know that water can take out a witch, and water is the
Well, we
most
saw that at the Cubs
powerful,
game.
water is the most powerful substance on the planet.
Yes, it is. And I am a water sign, so I feel that
And
power.
if you manifest with water, it's even better. And so you could throw water on something bad just by manifesting that your water is good. I mean, it's just incredible. She melted. Just like all the people, do you ever notice at a baseball game? See, I have my baseball hat on. At a baseball game, you'll notice that when it starts to rain, that all the people in all the most expensive seats are the very first ones to start running for cover.
Yeah.
And you have to wonder, why are they going to melt?
Yeah.
Or
You know,
what is their correlation to this bad thing that's going to happen if they get wet? Like,
so
there's
so
some
so
terrible shit going to happen.
Sam, I know you probably have the answer to this because of your vast amount of knowledge. Um, what percentage of the earth is made up of water?
I think it's like 70% or something.
What part of our bodies are made up of water?
I think it's like 70%. We're from the same thing.
Right. And what killed the evil?
The water did, yeah.
Okay.
But water can be put in its place if it's not used. Like, it can't be
But they also
only
use
be
that
used
metaphor.
in a positive way if it's positively charged.
They also used that metaphor in the Bible when they were talking about the great flood. Water wiped away the evil, right? And then whether you believe that story
Everything,
is true
yeah.
or not, but yeah.
Wiped
So
away everything.
so what oh boy, there's so much. This is so involved. I can't even go on and on about this because then I could start talking about the firmament and the water and everything correlates to water.
And you can go right to your firmament by singing your song Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Man, they really got us with that movie.
How old is that movie, and how I mean, it shows you the whole thing, the whole
Wait a
master
minute. When
plan.
was that? Hold on. I need to know when that movie
You
came out.
notice how 1946. You notice how
1946, you said?
yeah, I'm just guesstimating. Maybe it's 43. What do you call it? Anyway, you notice how when it came to the witch, the wizard had no power. You notice that? How he had to send them to face the witch, the evil. He couldn't face the evil himself. You know what? The president can't face the evil himself either. And neither can the governors and the aldermans or anybody else who's supposedly in charge. Look at she's writing.
I'm writing down. So it
Mhm.
came out August 25th, 1939.
Oh wow, I'm way off. Yeah.
Well, now, not well, yes, but when you think about that movie, and then we had a war in 42, correct?
Yeah, 1941, I think was the kind of
Was when it
the
started.
big part was earlier, yeah.
So,
It was happening without us. Yeah.
right. And then I remember watching that documentary that was made by one of the Nazis, I think, came forward and did like a documentary about the evil that was going on and had said that all that they decided that all evil in the programming was going to start. And to get that was like 1952. I've got to find that documentary and pull it up for a video because it was very interesting listening to it. And wow, 1939. So in 1939, they were already talking all mystical about mind, body, spirit.
Oh, I'm sure they were doing it well before then.
Yeah,
I mean, Jesus got hooked into it, right?
he did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
he did.
supposedly
Oh my God, was he on the yellow brick road?
I don't know. Anyway, the yellow brick road is a metaphor for staying in the right place and then being at the right. That's how you're going to find your way.
Yeah, that's great.
You know, stay on the right path, I guess, is the whole
Yeah,
thing.
I like that. That makes a whole lot of sense.
But there is a witch and there is evil abound in life, and you don't have a choice of when it's going to come to you or where it's coming from, and you don't know who has it for you and who doesn't. It's something special about evil. It's just always there. And then you have these people that, like the wizard, who are powerless, that seemed to be a figurehead that doesn't really have much power at all because
Right.
he was the doorman, right?
Hmm.
The doorman, and he wouldn't
Oh,
let
he
her.
was the doorman.
He
Yeah.
was also the guy running the carriage. He had
He was
the
the same,
horses of
one
a
and the
different
same, huh?
color, the horse of
Wow.
a different color, because it was all different, could change colors, his horse. But then he was a bunch of different people, yeah, throughout that thing. So you have to wonder, what was he? What was his real power? He didn't really have any power. He was kind of everything.
Yeah. Did you, if you think about it, did you notice that to eliminate any of the evil, there was actually no killing that actually went on to kill the evil? It just kind of, right?
Yeah, I mean, the good beat evil because she spilt water on him, on
Yeah.
her, and then those guards were like, "Oh, you did it! You know, you're the best." They
How did they
loved
get rid of the monkeys? I don't remember that part.
I think they just fed him bananas. I don't remember. Miguel just melted with her or something. But remember, it was just guards. I don't remember the monkeys. I'm gonna have to watch that part and see if there were any
Yeah.
monkeys in that scene. They might not have been in the scene. Might have just been the funny looking green looking guards.
You know, it'd be really cool if anybody that watches this can comment on how they feel about the Wizard of Oz. And, you know, I was scared. Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought it was the coolest thing, but I'm sure it brought on a lot of crazy dreams, a lot of nightmares and stuff because there was a lot of weird crap happening in that show.
Possibly. I don't get nightmares. Is that weird? Do you get nightmares?
I don't. When I was a kid, I don't get anything, but when I was a kid, I got plenty of them. And
Oh,
we had
did you?
Feature, we had Ron Serling's Night
Oh,
Gallery.
yeah, no, I watched all that stuff, but I didn't
Oh
get
man,
nightmares.
I had
Did
wicked nightmares.
really?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I haven't really.
monsters were coming to take me away.
Well, I'm glad they didn't get you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well then, yeah. Then those monkeys were monsters for sure.
I don't know. I just feel like the monkeys were opportunity to be taken away by the dark side.
Man, they were the fallen angels.
Oh, that's deep.
Yeah, the monkeys, because they had wings and they had tails and they were bad.
Boy, when you go deep, you go deep.
Yeah, I mean, what happened to the tails, right? Monkeys have tails or not?
Do they?
I don't know. Apes, do they have tails? No.
Oh, did I just have the Mandela effect? I can't remember. Do monkeys have tails?
I guess Curious George, at one time had a tail and then he didn't have a tail anymore. That's
I'm
what people are
freaking
trying
out.
to say.
Wait, I'm freaking out. Do monkeys have tails? I can't think of it right
Come
now.
on, they hang by their tails, but not all apes don't have tails.
What do they hang by?
Chimpanzees don't have tails, do they?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Well, I mean,
It's got to
I
be
know
this
that
swallow.
gorillas don't have tails.
I can't
Do,
even spell this.
do gorillas have tails? Oh my
Do,
gosh,
gor-
it disappeared. It was crazy.
do gorillas have tails? I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. Do they? I don't know.
I think any of the
Can I
great
ask Siri?
I don't think any of the great apes have tails. I think only
Did you say grape ape?
grape ape, monkey
Oh,
tail.
Magilla gorilla. I forgot about Magilla gorilla. My
Japanese. Wow.
Well, I could tell I lost.
Monkeys have tails. Yeah. Apes don't have tails. I don't believe so. So we'll say ape tail
Orangutans don't have tails because they have those weird
because
butts.
they're
Wait,
apes.
what are the ones? Oh, are they
Because
apes?
they're apes. Yeah, they're all apes, I believe. Yeah. I'm seeing pictures. Here's monkeys with tails and then no tail, and they're showing it. Why did we apes lose our tails? So we're part of the tails, right? Apes don't have tails. How do
So
humans lose their tails?
humans had tails?
I guess at one time.
I feel like I had a tail. Yeah,
They
for
said that
sure.
our tailbone had some kind of some people had tails. I heard Where some people are reptilians, I heard.
So they have long tails.
Yeah, like what's his name?
I do have a tail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Tales from the Crypt or
No, like
Grimm's fairy tale.
tail that I can wag.
I don't see it.
You must have missed it.
Just is it like back there somewhere, floating back and forth, or
I don't know.
I don't see it?
You would know. Okay. Back to yeah, The Wizard of Oz. Somewhere over the rainbow. I don't know.
Yeah, I just think that that was a great show, and it really had you going. And then the ending was very anticlimactic. I don't know. There was nothing special about that ending. They didn't make. They could have had a much better ending.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought the ending was great.
Almost most of the time, I was almost asleep by the ending when I was a young kid because it would come on TV and you would end up like, commercial time would come just before the end. After they melted the witch, and then you'd be like,
You fell asleep during the movie?
well, probably, I mean, we'd see it once a year at least, I think.
Yeah. Hey, I like your headphones. Are those Beats? Yeah. Nice. Well, hey, anyway, I think that The Wizard of Oz was an indication of what was to come. It was a revealing. That's what I would call it. And
I think if there's anything to be learned, it should be that the president has no power. And
that's what you got from
all of
that.
the people in charge have no power for real. So let's stop treating
Yeah,
them like they're special, because the Wizard of Oz
they're
was
just behind the curtain,
anything but special. He
right?
was
It's
so lame.
yeah, it's just whoever's controlling the curtain that has the power. But
Yeah,
as long as we see through that veil and we know
they're
and
afraid of the witch too.
and we fight evil with good. That's what it is. You fight
Oh, for
evil with
sure.
good.
You
You know
don't
how
need you don't need the president. You don't need the military. You don't need a whole bunch of police. You don't need a whole bunch of people to say no to bad things. You can just say no to bad things,
yeah,
and
and
you
no
don't
to
have to live your life daily with a bunch of bad things
no.
because the president says it's okay. You don't have to. You just know that your life is good enough every single day. And it doesn't matter who's president or who's the Wizard of the Oz or anything else. Stay away from the witch. They carry some water, probably some holy water. I don't know. Probably going to invest in a little flask of holy water just in case. Why not?
I have a flask of holy water.
Yeah. Well, like the vampires are running loose too, I heard. You never know.
I have seen them. We talked about that. Yeah, I saw them.
Yeah,
At
so they're we were talking about the sky trails or whatever they are, right? And that's not vapor trails. Those are really like some kind of metal that they're leaving up there. And they said if even you can ask Siri, I think I'll even tell you now, it's their Alexa or something. And they'll tell you what's in the air, what's coming at what they're putting into the air. And then, it's to block out a certain type of ray, right? The sun has multiple rays that come through. So they said it's to block out the infrared. So now we're seeing a very bright white sun. So
Is
what
that
the
what you heard?
thing,
It's to block out the infrared?
yeah, this is what I heard. So now what they're doing is blocking that out. Now the vampires will be able to walk around during the day.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, I didn't even think of that.
pretty cool, huh?
So
Because you
that's
can't see
why,
a vampire walking around during the day, or so
yeah.
that yeah, it's the infrared that makes them burn. Yeah,
That's
supposedly.
what, whoa, whoa, whoa. So that's what you heard, that they're blocking that out so that the
Yeah,
van, wow,
isn't that something? I don't
that,
believe that. I
oh, you
don't believe
don't?
in vampires. No, I don't believe in any of that crap, but that's what they said. That
Oh,
they're
okay.
that's what those trails are for.
Okay.
And if you notice that it's very different, the light in the sky.
The
I don't
light
know if
is,
you're
yeah, because
watching.
I took a picture of that tonight and I think I may have sent it to you or I posted it. The light, there was actual rays coming out. Like when you draw a picture of the
And
sun.
if you look at very close to the rays and you focus all up and down that ray, you'll find a little prism effect inside of that. I don't know
Oh,
what could be making that little tiny prism effect as the ray goes through something to make a little prism effect. Like my hat, little color like that.
so it's like a rainbow.
Yeah, go look at that picture you have on there. You'll see it.
I'll look at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite interesting because I noticed right away, and my daughter, who's only 16, said, "Why does the sun look so different? It's really, really white."
It's really white. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know. Is the sun still beautiful like it used to be? I don't know. Is everything beautiful like it used to be? I have no idea.
sure it
We're
is.
gonna find out. Elon Musk says we're, living in the Wizard of Oz. So
Did he say that tonight?
no, he just said that we're living in
I
a.
thought he was on with the president or something, wasn't he?
I don't know if that ever came on. It was supposed to be some YouTube thing. And there was, I think it was just some propaganda to watch, and it was all about Tesla. But
So I'd like to continue our conversation, but I'm gonna say good night to everyone, and thanks for joining us. And Sam, I appreciate you coming on this evening. World-renowned cinematographer, videographer Sam Aiello joined us this
woo!
evening. Woo! Yeah. So I look forward to your next movie. What was that you were working on, Sam?
Oh, yeah, we're making a movie about the positivity bucket, and that's gonna be a real good one. More to come on that soon.
I'd love to be able to try out for a part in that movie. Are you going to be holding auditions
I
or
think on Sunday we probably are gonna have auditions for that. We'll see how it goes.
on Sunday? Gotcha. Well, that'll certainly be interesting. I look forward to getting a hold of that script and maybe reading it through a couple of times before I try out.
Oh, it's gonna be a good one. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, the positivity bucket, that's a real thing. If you want to leave any comments or anything, you can visit us at positivitybucket.com. And yeah, please visit our website. And also, if you would like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, that would be just wonderful. So thank you for joining me tonight, Sam. I appreciate you helping me rip apart the Wizard of Oz and put it back together again.
Yeah, that's such a great show. I just want to go listen to the Munchkins.
Yeah, those munchkins, there were some creepy little fuckers.
Yeah, they were.
All right, well, thank you
Here,
again. I appreciate
we
you joining us.
represent the lollipop king, the lollipop king, the lollipop king. We represent the lollipop
Now
king.
you get me a little scared here. I'm a little bit frightened. Hopefully I won't have nightmares. All right, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Sam. Have a wonderful night.